Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, which has a new name now, if you noticed. My name is now officially Shaylee on here. As some of you may know, we're on a new upload schedule now, so we're doing Mondays and Thursdays. And Mondays are gonna just be like sit-down videos where I talk to you guys and we just hang out, basically. Thursdays will be more high production videos. I guess that's the best way I can explain it, because I feel like when I'm sitting here talking to you, I don't have to edit as much. I don't want to edit as much, you know what I mean? Because it's just like a real interaction that I don't want to edit. So before I start talking about today's topic, if you guys have anything that you would like me to discuss in a future video, write it in the comments below and I will try my hardest to cover a lot of these topics that I'm being asked to cover. Also, I'm in like a different room every single time I film a video. We'll just keep things interesting. You guys won't know what room I'll be filming in next. My last video was in the bathroom, so we've already covered that. So I asked you guys on Instagram and on Facebook to give me your questions, and oh my gosh, why does my face look so oily? I'm trying like a new makeup routine that's like 10 minutes or less. That's my new life. And I did not know that Bare Minerals foundation is so oily on my face. Anyway, that is off topic, Shaylee. Stay on topic. So today's topic is actually a question that one of you left. I'm not gonna put your name on this video because I don't know if you want me blasting that out to the world. But the question is body confidence. I think it's very important when we are living in the world where everyone should be extra small size. Would you mind to tell us, what do you think about yourself? Well, considering that I just started this video talking about how my face looks crazy and disgusting, I think that pretty much answers your question. This is one of those questions that I feel like is really challenging in a way, because there are two sides of me, just like there are two sides to you and there are two sides of everybody else. And one side is self-loving and one side feeds you all the happy, positive, loving thoughts, and then one side of yourself is not so loving, and that's where your self-criticism comes in. I think for me, one thing that's really been important for me in the last few years as I've gained confidence in myself, and especially with my body, is knowing when I'm having those negative thoughts and being able to pretty much reverse them. Like, nope, I can recognize that this is a negative thought and I'm gonna end it. That is so challenging. That is really hard, because sometimes you don't recognize it as a negative thought because it's just normal and it's just become your reality. And before I became confident in myself, you guys, like, that was my reality, is talking to myself like that every day, every single day. But no, I do think it's normal if you do have your days of struggle, because I do. And I know a lot of women that do, that are body positive. So I guess instead of rambling, I can give you guys like 5 hacks to body confidence. Does that sound good? I just came up with it. Let's go with it. My number 1 hack would be to love yourself where you are and find ways to make yourself more lovable for you. So for example, I look at women and I admire their makeup. I'm like, girl, her makeup's on point. I love it when girls are wearing makeup. Like, I love it when girls are not wearing makeup too. That's not what I mean. I admire the, talent it takes to do makeup. So when I see other women do it, I'm like, that's awesome. And I'm always like, how'd you find time to do that with your schedule? And so for me, I want to look presentable. I feel like when I look presentable, I feel my best. And guys, I'm not always presentable. If you follow me on Instagram, you see my Insta stories. I don't wear makeup every day. I barely ever wear it anymore. The only time I really wear it is when I'm making videos like this. But some days when I'm like feeling down about myself or my body, I will put on my makeup, or I will do my hair, or get a cute outfit, or whatever. It may sound superficial, it may sound vain, but to me it's not. It's working on ourselves and improving ourselves. I think it has made a world of difference for me personally. If you're not somebody that naturally enjoys makeup or doing your hair or getting ready or any of that stuff, like, there are other ways to feed yourself with the self-love that I'm talking about. Find the things that you admire about others that make you excited and do more of those things. It starts with loving yourself first. That's where everything else exudes from. So if you're struggling with loving yourself, find ways to make yourself lovable to yourself. My second hack, maybe I should just call this tips. I'll call this tips. I don't even know what an actual definition of a hack is, so we'll call it tips. My second tip is to surround yourself with people who see you the way that you should be seen. There are a ton of you guys who have messaged me telling me that your parents made comments about your appearances and your parents made you feel low about the way that you looked, and that's not acceptable. If you are still living there, there isn't much that you can do because you are under their roof. But there is a conversation that can be started. You need to get real about it and tell them, this is what your comments have done to my self-esteem, and this is what you have done to hurt me. I think acknowledging those things and facing those things head on is extremely important. Maybe for you, it's your husband. Maybe it's your kids' remarks. Maybe it's your boss. Hopefully not, because that'd be really creepy, but you guys know what I mean. It could be anybody in your life that's pouring into you and speaking things over you. If you have someone in your life that's basically telling you that you're fat, ugly, or not good enough, like, goodbye. This was like me trying to snap them out of my life. You're snapped out. You don't need to put up with that. You are worth more than that. And ladies, come on. We cannot grow and we cannot fully accept the truth when we're around people like that. They just bring us down. The conversations need to happen. People need to be removed. Which leads me to my third tip, which is your mental health is important. For me, and for clearing my mental health, and for putting me on a better track of just feeling better about myself overall, I needed to eliminate some things in my life, and one of those was following people on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube that I was jealous of. There's no other way to say it. I can't sugarcoat anything there. There are definitely people that I've looked at, I've seen their bodies, and I've compared myself, and I've been like, I want what they have. How come I can't have that? Which I guess is more of envy, but you guys know what I mean. It was like this constant everyday struggle, and we are women, so this is like what we do. It's kind of like what we have degrees in. Hello, I have a degree of comparison. I have my doctorate by now, probably. It's so common, and it's so important for us to realize when we're doing that so that we can eliminate that. I know for me, like, I want to be the best friend and the best person that I can be, and I can't be that person, and I can't be a good mom, and I can't be a good wife if I'm like constantly comparing myself with everybody else in the world. That just gets extremely exhausting because I basically feel like I'm never going to measure up to this standard of what this person has created. It's nothing against the person. It has to do with me, obviously. So I think getting rid of those accounts, just unfollowing, you know, it's not a big deal. We don't have to make it into a bigger deal than it is. You can unfollow people without feeling bad. Unfollowing those people was like one of the best things that I could have done for myself. And I find myself to this day when I start to get, you know, comparison-y, that's not a word, but you know what I mean? When I start to like sit there and compare, like, she has this, I don't have this, they have this, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I just need to be like, shut up, you're annoying, and then move on. But sometimes it is something where I need to say, like, what are my intentions here? Why am I following this person? Am I trying to achieve the way that they look? Am I trying to achieve who they are? Because I'm me, and I'm the only me that there is, and God created me for a purpose and for a reason. Post-it notes. I've talked about this in videos before, but for me, one of the best ways I can boost my self-confidence and really just feel better about myself is putting post-it notes all around the house until I start to believe that the words that I'm reading. I am a visual learner. I'm also words of affirmation. So the words that others give me are very important to me. When I realized that about myself, I thought, why am I not giving myself nice love letters and nice notes? Obviously I matter and I'm important because I'm me, you know what I mean? So how come I don't do this for myself? Like, I have no problem doing it for anybody else, but for myself, I can't even say 5 nice things about myself. I can't give myself any truths. The more I thought about it, I realized, like, this is a serious struggle with me. But what is one thing that we do with other people? They can give us compliments and give us compliments all they want, but it does take a while to build trust with that person. So I think writing down truths about yourself, you know, you have great hair, you're a great friend, you're an amazing person, you have a great body, whatever you want to put. Even if you are writing it and you're like, this is so awkward, I don't know how I feel about this, that's when you know you're doing something right, because it should feel uncomfortable and it should feel awkward. Posting those things about yourself is not something that society tells you to do. They're not like, girl, you go tell yourself how awesome you are every single day. I think we're starting to finally get into that movement, but it took us long enough to get there. When you read these things about yourself, they become truths. For me as a Christian, it's important for me to read the post-its that say things like, I'm a child of God, I am more than a conqueror through him. Things like that are very motivating and encouraging to me because that's my belief system. And I love to surround myself with that positivity every day. You can write anything you want on these. but go do it. Go to the store today, go buy Post-it notes. It's gonna feel weird. If you're really creative like me, you can make them different colors, make them into rainbows and pretty little smiley faces and hearts and doodles and unicorns and rainbows and poop. Where did that poop come from? I have no idea. I don't know where I was going with that. Make them personal, make them you, make them to where you will want to read them every day, because that is the whole point of this exercise. You want to read these every day. Put them in your car, put them in your bathroom, put them in your mirror, in your bedroom. Wherever you look at yourself and you criticize yourself, or wherever you are the longest and you sit there and criticize yourself in your head, put them there. So you can remind yourself every day why you're so awesome. The number 5 tip I have for you guys is to try something new. You may be in your 40s and you've never rocked a cool lip color. You may be in your 20s and you've always wanted to go skydiving, but you've never made the leap. You want to start your own business, but you don't know where to begin. Just do it. Try something new. Because I feel like when we take chances on ourselves like that, we're really allowing ourselves and giving ourselves room, and we're saying, I trust you. I love you. We place all these crazy, crazy limits on ourselves, whether they're internal or external. Like, we always have excuses for not doing the things that we want to do. Make today the day where you say, I'm not gonna make excuses. I'm gonna do the thing that I've always wanted to do. Put yourself first, even if it's for a day. Just put yourself first and think of the thing that makes you excited, makes you passionate, makes you wanna do more of. And it could be like the smallest thing ever. Literally, it could be so small. Like, you could just want to try a new dress for the first time. Say like you're somebody that's never worn a dress before because you're like embarrassed of your body and you want to go wear a dress for the first time, girl. Go get one. It could be something small like that, or it could be something huge. You have to think about what matters to you, and what you're thinking of right now is probably the thing that you need to do. I know a lot of these things may be like, well, what does this have to do with body positivity? But I honestly feel like it has to do everything with it, because the whole body positivity movement that so many people complain about and say is a bunch of, you know, bullhoonie, because we sit here and we're just accepting the fact that we're overweight. That's not what the body confident movement is. It really is finding the courage to love yourself no matter what you look like, and to respect yourself. It's realizing that you don't have to be a certain size, you don't have to look a certain way to be lovable and to love others, and you don't have to fit a mold of any kind at all. You don't have to fit a mold to be successful at whatever you want to do. You have to put yourself first sometimes to realize how amazing and how important that you are. And if you're a mom like me, ladies, you run the household. Like, you are in charge of raising your kids, and that is a huge, that's a huge responsibility, right? It's exhausting, it's overwhelming. And if you're not putting yourself first, and you're not spending time with yourself, and you're not realizing the things that you want to do and trying to accomplish those things, then you're gonna get burnt out and you're going to end up hating yourself. And I think a lot of us have been there at that point. If you've been there, let me know in the comments. I think it's super, super common. But yeah, it's easy to get to that place if you're not doing things for yourself. You have to keep finding new ways to love yourself and finding the balance of it all. It's so overwhelming, but I feel it's really important, because the day that I started loving my body and loving myself for who I am and totally being unapologetic about it was the day that I realized that I matter, that I'm a person that matters. And it's not like I wasn't fed that my whole life or anything. It wasn't like I was told I was a failure my whole life, but in my head, I was never worthy of all the things that I wanted because of my weight, because of the way that I looked. Guys, that's crazy talk. That is crazy talk. Your weight doesn't define you. Your weight is not forever. You could lose weight if you wanted to, and you probably will gain in 10 years, because we all do. I hope that answered that question in particular. As far as how I feel about myself, I'm sure I'll do another video like that in the future. But as you can see from this video, I'm perfectly content with who I am, and I don't apologize for that. And I'm not gonna say to you guys, I love myself, but I know I can lose weight, but I still love myself. Like, I love myself no matter where I am, no matter where I will be in this walk of life. I choose to love myself. And it's a decision I have to make every day. Not always easy. Some days it sucks. Some days I'm just like, no, girl, I don't want to love you today. But We love our kids and our husbands and our friends and our parents. You know, we love them through the thick and thin. So love yourself through the thick and thin. I love you, ladies. I hope you have an amazing day. And you gentlemen, if you guys are watching too, hey, holla. Comment in the comments below if you're a guy. I never see comments from guys, so I just figured this is all girls here. I don't know why, but I kind of want to end the video like this. I'm weird, I know. Bye, guys.